Bob, before this bowl pairing, did you know much about Jim Harbaugh or had much contact with him at all? Or?
No, not at all. Of course, knew of him playing, so much in the NFL and have followed him, his coaching now, in the last several years. It was pretty neat. We both were recruiting and were in Houston and had to fly and flew to El Paso together and on a Southwest flight early in the morning, the day of our press conference. So we sat next to each other and talked the whole way, and it was great to get to know him, and he's doing a great job.
What did you guys talk about?
Everything, from fundamentals in your program to some of your scheduling to talking about other teams we play, all those kind of little bit everything.
You guys only missed each other in the
My brother Mike, this, that, and the other.
You guys only missed each other in the Big Ten by a couple of years, and I guess Mike played against him, right?
I'm not sure what years did he play.
87, 85.
Yeah, Mike would have played. My last year was 82. Mike was 2 years, so Mike would have played 83 and 4.
You ever beat Michigan?
Me? We beat them. Funny you should ask. My junior year at Michigan, 9-7. Anthony Carter and that group, and we went on to go to the Rose Bowl that year. 3 field goals in the big house and won 9-7. So for us, Rob Houtland. No, was it Rob? Yeah, Rob Houtland, I believe.
Win or lose, will you guys welcome the new year in El Paso, or are you coming home?
No, we are coming home. Since the game's early. If it was a later game, we probably would not. But game's so early that we will go home.
Well, it's kind of interesting. There's another defensive coordinator in the state of Florida with the last name Stoops again.
Yeah, I have to disown him. So I'm just kidding. But, I'm excited for Mark going to Florida State. It's an opportunity. He's done a great job with Mike, all of them together, and the defense they've played. And, Arizona is more than gotten over the hump and is playing well. And he just felt it was another opportunity to do something more, to break from Mike a little bit, but also to be in another excellent school. He's excited about the opportunity and the possibilities there.
How long did it take you to think, oh, no, we got to play him next year?
I told him immediately. I said, well, I'm not going to speak to you all summer, and don't think you're coming out here. He goes, so that means I can't come out in the spring and watch you guys? I said, no. So.
Not necessarily on the competitive front, but how much did you talk to him while he was trying to make that decision?
Oh, we talk. But in the end, you could talk to as many people as you want. It's like at a lot of life choices, it all gets down to no one can tell you what you need to do. Only you and if you're married, you and your wife are the ones that that ultimately know what's the right thing to do.
I guess it's kind of hard for you to go and tell him not to take it when going to Florida did so much for you, being in that state.
Yeah, exactly. In the end, and Mike was good about it. He understands that it's another opportunity, another chance to grow, do something different. And that's in our game. There's a process of of gaining experience and different kinds of experience and with different people. So like I said, I think Mike was positive about it too.
Talk to Mike about Nebraska.
Again to
teams that they played during the season.
Right. So sure, we share our thoughts on them, but again, I think that's a little bit overrated in that with the tape that we get and all the angles that we get it in, that it's you can see what everybody's thoughts are in whatever situations you're working. So, but it is always helpful to get a feeling of personalities, those kind of things.
Speaking of brothers, Harbaugh's got a pretty successful coaching brother too. It's sort of a unique matchup that both of you are from coaching families.
We talked a lot about that. His father's a longtime coach, of course, and his father's actually going to work in the bowl game coaching the secondary for him because I guess Jim lost a secondary guy somewhere. So So sure, what he grew up in an athletic family that way, in a coaching family, and we talked a lot about that, and his father and his brother and those kind of things, and from the, it's pretty neat. I asked him, where he was from, and his dad being an NFL coach and college coach, he said, I'm from about everywhere. He couldn't locate one because of all the different moves, but anyway, it was. Yeah, we had some similarities there too.
Bob, how's Sam doing, and what kind of role is he playing as y'all move towards the final game he'll be associated with?
He's progressing well. He's just been rehabbing and back more into training, lifting, and doing some things, more that way now that he's out of the sling and he's further along. But he says it feels great, and I don't know how he's got a lot of, the range of motion. I want to say full range of motion, but that might not be the case yet. But he's progressing. They couldn't be happier, and he couldn't be happier with how he feels to this point. So that's what he's doing. Outside of that, he's just there to, lend support to the team, to the quarterbacks, and he's around every day and contributes that way the best he can. Just to be a positive, captain like he is.
Did he go to New York?
No.
No,
he wasn't.
What did you
Feel much like that.
Did you ask him who he voted for?
I did not.
Well, Colt said on TV that he called him and said he voted for him.
Well, then maybe you did. I didn't.
What did you think of the Big 12 title game?
I thought it was a very well played, excellent football game. Really hard played, tough game by both teams.
Were you surprised by that rule, that they didn't know the rule? Colt said he didn't know it, the offensive coordinator didn't know it, about the out of bounds. It's not. You were aware of that rule?
I've always felt I thought I was aware that when it's where it lands, when it lands, yeah. So. Yeah, because we even talk about sometimes when there's 5 seconds to play, and it's the reason we are aware of that rule. We have a play that we run around with the quarterback, and then he throws it as high and far as he can out of the end zone and up into the stands to try and, instead of taking a knee with 4 seconds or 5 seconds, you drop back and then you just launch it, and hopefully it takes, 4 seconds to get out of the end zone or throw it as high. It depends on your quarterback's arm, I guess, how far and high you can throw it.
Bob, you done with your Christmas shopping?
Haven't. You guys know my deal at this time of year. Haven't even thought about it or considered it.
Any Christmas memories that stand out from your childhood, maybe ones with your children?
Heck, I was very fortunate to grow up in a great home and in a great neighborhood. So I guess I was one of 6 kids, and funny thing, I guess, is all 4 boys, we all we're upstairs in one room together, and we'd come sneak down every, middle of the night, couldn't wait any longer, 2, 3 in the morning, start peeking around to see who got what, and all of us, just new glove, new basketball, that's all I could remember hoping was in my pile, something from the sporting goods store, and then then we'd have to creep back up the stairs. Of course, the house was all rickety. You could hear us coming down, especially 4 of us coming down, to little small A-frame house. My parents were right next to the room, of course, where we were all snooping around, but they acted like they didn't hear us, but it was good.
You having to deal with some of that now with your own young ones, getting up in the middle of the
Yeah,
night?
not so much. They're afraid they're going to run into Santa Claus, and he won't leave anything for them, so. I think mine still are hanging in there that he's real. So, or they're, what's that?
He's not? He's not?
I hope no youngsters are listening. Yeah. They don't want to take the chance anyway. So.
Is this game, biggest game big for Landry? In terms of, he played really well here, hadn't played so well away from here. This is a chance to sort of go to a different environment.
I don't look at it that way. I think you're wrong to put it on Landry hasn't played well here and hasn't played well As you know, that guy can only do so much with the supporting cast. You know, count how many drops there are away from home, or busted assignments away from home, or ability to run the football away from home. In the end, it's more than Landry. It's what are our turnovers away from home, that kind of thing. It's a lot of it gets down to the overall execution of everybody, and that guy needs to be supported and can only do so much, regardless of who it is.
Well, we talk so much about needing linemen. We haven't asked you a whole lot about Donald Stevenson. How has he progressed from the situation that he's been in this year? Do you expect
Well, he was ineligible the entire year, and we needed him. So he really let us down. And going into at the end of last spring, he was one of our top 2-3 guys, talented guys and ability-wise. So that was a major blow, not being able to have him the whole year.
You feel like he'll progress and
He should. I mean, he hasn't gotten any less talented, but you still have to do everything else that it requires to be on the field. And hopefully he can do that, because he definitely is a special talent when he's on the field.
Will Jeff Vinson be in the picture at all in the spring? Do you
No, he's going to transfer.
What's the reason for that? Just
Well, he's had some injury and feels he has a better opportunity somewhere else to be able to handle his injury and still play.
any JUCO linemen then you're going after? Does that increase, I guess, even more?
We have gone after some, but I still believe in the overall another year's time and all the experience these guys have got, that we'll be much better a year from now.
The JUCOs, any numbers you could throw out, guys that you're currently on?
We're on 2 or 3.
Any other guys planning to transfer?
Yeah, Gus Jones is as well,
That's it, just those two.
and Jamil. Good.